Eclipse SE Productions. Administration allows you to create a production set from selected data in your database. The output of your production includes a variety of formats, such as TIFF, PDF, native files, and OCR, based on the files defined in your database, meaning that if you do not have native files in your case, native files will not be produced. Selecting print as an output is also a possibility. Preparing for your production may include the following actions. Determine whether or not to use Production Shield and whether or not the parameters are set up appropriately. Review completion. In most cases, the document review process should be completed before you produce a document set. Documents should be tagged, redacted, and annotated so that you will be able to create appropriate production sets as required by the requesting party, such as an internal department, opposing counsel, or a government agency. Production planning. Identify which documents are to be produced, whether it is an entire case, a subset, or specific documents. Determine what types of files should be produced. If a production template exists in your case that matches some or all of the production settings needed, identify the template to be used. Database backup. Before running a production, it is recommended that you back up your database to preserve a snapshot of the production. Review this chart, which includes a workflow related to navigating the production process. Production Shield prevents specified documents from being inadvertently included in a production set. A saved public search can be created beforehand or configured when setting up your Production Shield. It is used to identify the documents that should not be produced. The search is often for documents that are tagged or redacted in a certain way, but any search can be used. If a production job contains documents that are protected by Production Shield, the job can run without those documents, or you can cancel the job and select a different set of documents and/or modify the Production Shield if appropriate. Eclipse SE's Production Shield adds a layer of protection for documents that are privileged. A saved search is selected in Production Shield, and documents meeting the search criteria with or without document families will therefore not be produced. To create a production job, you must first open the Production tab in the Administration module. You may decide to use a production template, ensuring consistency in the output of various production jobs. For this lesson, we will work under the presumption that this is your first run-through. Once you have selected the data set you will be producing, you may want the data sorted in a specific way. IPRO allows you to select up to 3 fields for sorting and to choose the sort order, ascending or descending. To include related documents in the production set, select Include Family Relationships. Once a document set is specified, you will need to select output options. Your primary selection can include producing native files only, producing image files only, producing PDFs based on image files, or printing directly to a workspace printer. In most instances, you will require both a primary output and a secondary output, such as images and natives. When producing, you must also consider file names for images, PDF files, and text files when produced. Using Production Image Key as file name will be based on the image keys defined in the Image Key tabs of the Endorsement Options workspace. Use Original File Name will be matched with those defined in the case. Use Sequential Numbering will apply a continuing numbering based on the prefix, delimiter, and numbering selections. Select File Name from Database will be based on the context of a specific field in your database. Remove delimiters from file name will remove delimiters such as dashes. If you are producing OCR or native files, you may need to edit settings for output based on the type of OCR or redactions. When providing extracted text, you may select whether those text files are created at a document or page level, and determine if you are providing the pathing to those text files within the load file if you decide to provide one. If your production set includes redactions or exclusions, figure out how you want Eclipse SE to treat that extracted text. Options include removing redacted areas from text file, using a placeholder or skipping the entire extracted text from the document. You may also exclude the native file if an item has been redacted. Output options allow you to customize the specific naming conventions regarding your production, including the output location, and create images where images don't already exist. If providing a load file, you will need to select the load file types and fields you would like to include. Eclipse SE automatically populates the prod beg doc, prod end doc, prod beg attach, and prod end attach as fields in your load file. After selecting your output options, you will then go to Image Options to choose the output type for your images. Options for all output types are included. If the primary output type is TIFF or PDF, you'll have the option to choose single-page or multi-page files as well as reset the DPI. Eclipse SE will also allow you to produce files in color for color imaged items, produce in all color, or force all images to produce in black and white. Should your production set need further preferences, the Image Options tab allows you to modify page scaling, paper size, scaling, and rotation. Endorsement options in your production set are vast. You can choose the way in which your redactions or annotations appear. If you color-coded your redaction types, you may want to force all redactions to be produced in black with white redacted text. In Eclipse SE, it is easy to make these selections. If documents have been tagged for confidentiality within your production set, you can endorse images at either the document or page level. If your production protocol requires endorsement of metadata fields such as custodian or file name to be imaged onto a document, Eclipse SE has the ability to burn in that metadata information when that field is included in your database. Eclipse SE also allows you to burn in a custom message for all pages in your production, such as subject to protective order. If you are creating a print job only, you will be able to configure the print settings to include stapling, duplexing, creation of a banner and/or slip sheet, as well as the option to split print where applicable. Once all production selections have been made, you will have access to the summary page in the production navigation panel. Here you can review a list of documents and options you have selected to ensure that all settings are as you intended. At this final step, you may choose to save your production template now or produce and then save after a final QC. Consider your options carefully. Thank you for watching.